She's been through storms, she's walked through fire. Still moves with strength, not loud but higher. No spotlight needed, no grand applause. She stands for truth, she knows her cause. And she's not perfect, but she's real and sure. A woman of virtue who will endure.
Welcome to Love, Ladies of Virtue Endure. I am your host, Lorraine, and then my lovely co-hosts here, Tanya and Crystal, and we are so excited to be here today. So tonight, I'm excited because I like tonight's episode. It's called What Would You Do? Okay? And if you ever watch the TV show on ABC, called What Would You Do, where they put people in scenarios and they record them to see what their reactions are. So now, tonight, I'm going to ask questions and we're going to answer them. And prayerfully, they're honest answers and not covered up because it wouldn't sound good or whatnot, but our honest answers and how we would deal with these case scenarios. Okay, so let's get started. I was almost going to say, let's get ready to rumble because I watched the fight last night. But anyway, so the first question is, what would you do if you found $500 in an envelope on the sidewalk with no name or contact info?
Thank you, Jesus.
Oh, like Miss Crystal answered it.
The Lord usually answers prayers.
Mm-hmm.
I probably wouldn't even know that it was $500 because I ain't touching no envelope on the sidewalk.
Just
so I'm not even gonna know. Like, so if I found like $500 on the sidewalk and I didn't see nothing else, there was nobody there. Hey, thank you, Lord. Let's turn it into the police for what? Like, so they didn't have $500? No. But if it's a wallet or something, that's different. But if there was 5 $100 bills or whatever it is on the sidewalk, I'm probably, back in the day, I would have picked it up. Now, the reason that I wouldn't is because I'm scared because of all the things that I hear about them trying to drug you. And so that's what would keep me from it. Not my great sense of, oh, that's wrong.
Right.
It would be because I don't want to touch it, pass out, and then now I'm in Zimbabwe or Ethiopia or Cambodia or Fiji or somewhere like that with my organs being sold.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's no name, nothing like that, and I saw that it was $500. It would be in my pocket.
Okay. Crystal.
What would you do? Oh, I thought Crystal answered.
I did kind of answer, but on the flip side of that, I think I have to kind of go with Tanya. First of all, I don't touch stuff on the ground, and anybody that knows I don't. I'm not touching stuff that I don't know what it is, so it probably would get past me. But if I just so happen to, for whatever reason, pick up an envelope on the ground, with no name, ain't nobody around, I probably look around like, is this your envelope? Anybody around? It's my envelope. Thank you, God.
Right. Yeah. I probably would just, based on what you guys said, like maybe not touching it because all of the things that are around in social media about, getting drugged and all of that, I'd be cautious, but, I might be curious to see what's in the envelope. And if I saw there was $500, I would probably be like, Crystal, thank you, Jesus. If nowhere is around, and it's just there, I'd probably keep it. I would keep it because who are we going to give it to?
Me.
So I think we're kind of like all in consensus of that scenario. Okay. This is a juicy one. What would you do if you accidentally sent a text message talking about someone to that person.
Oh,
I think at that point you just gotta own it. I mean, what else can you do? But my bad, sis. Yeah, I was wrong. I'm sorry. I was dogging you out. So, but what happened was, I don't. If you sending it to the wrong person, you gotta own it. I would own it because there's not much else you can do at that point. You can lie. No, I was just playing. Yeah, no.
Right.
You don't want to make it's already bad. I think any lie you get will make it worse.
True.
Yeah.
I think I feel the same way. At that point, I probably would sit there like, just
in shock, like, oops,
oopsies, and just kind of be like, sis, like for real, I just was, trying to get this off my chest, and I sent it to you, so I guess it's time for me to get it off my chest with you.
Right. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I would do. I would be like, oh shoot. But then I would explain myself and why I was feeling that way, and ask that hopefully we could work it out and make some kind of amends as to why I was talking about them or whatnot. Okay, so this one is kind of general. What would you do if you were offered your dream job, but it meant giving up Sunday worship?
Oh no, that's a no for me.
That's easy.
Non-negotiable.
Yeah, it's a no for me as well.
Yeah, but for me, it's not even just Sunday worship. It's any piece of my piece is a no.
Yep.
Right. I don't care how much it makes. I'm at a place now. I don't know what I would have done younger. I don't know what younger me would have done. But now I'm at a place. I'm gonna go to worship. I'm going to have that time with God, and I'm gonna have my peace, whether it's with my family, my friends. Like I'm not giving any of that up.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
I agree. And I feel like the younger me would, because even when I used to work like hourly shifts, Sundays was no, Sunday and Wednesday. And I even tell my kids now, when with them working, you go ahead and let them know you can't work on Sundays and Wednesday evening. It's non-negotiable.
Right. Yeah, same with me. Okay, that was pretty easy. Okay. What would you do if one of the mothers in the church said your outfit was not church appropriate?
Well, that used to happen to me all the time. Girl, nothing.
What would you do? What did you do then?
Back then they used to have the little wraps that they would put over your legs.
Right.
Your skirt was too short. When I say they might as well have had one that said Tanya on that bad boy. I was in a mini skirt and some boots or something, because I was going out on Saturday night and coming home and getting some rest and then going to church. So I didn't have any real church clothes. It was all like club attire. I never really took offense to it because I didn't grow up in church. So I didn't know any better. And I was always taught, if a mother tell you something, you say, yes, ma'am. You don't got to like it. Like, you could be like, but you ain't going to show her that. No, your face will be on the wall or the floor somewhere. Like, you're not going to do that. You're going to take the little wrap and you're going to put it on your legs and you're going to sit there. You're going to sit down and you're going to shut up. Like,
right.
So I was never really offended, but I also think that it taught me, like, how to dress appropriately and things of that nature. So I think that I respect and understand the wisdom of the church mothers.
Okay.
I didn't always
So fast
agree.
forward to now. If Mother Helen came to you and said, Tanya, sit on down here, girl. What you're wearing is really not appropriate for church, how would you handle that?
I would, well, number one, I would respect it because I have the utmost respect for her. That is my mother, my church mother, and I'm gonna say yes, ma'am, yes, mama. And then I probably with where I am now, I'm gonna ask how, because I really don't want to wear something inappropriate to church or out of church.
Right.
And sometimes we might not know. I might
Right.
not realize that my skirt is too tight because of the way that I'm shaped, because it's just something that I wear. So I would ask her, can you tell me what piece is appropriate? Is the whole, like, throw the whole outfit away, put a sweater on, untuck my blouse, like what's inappropriate about it so that I know. And I probably wouldn't wear that to church in that fashion. Like, so if it's some pants, I would either have a sweater on or something. So I would respect it because I know that she's not coming from a place of malice or judgment or jealousy, or she's literally trying to get my whole life together. Like, so I would say yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I would too.
Can I put your blanket on, mama?
I would respect what she said. I would like ask like you what is inappropriate about it, and then I was gonna say judge for myself, but because she's a mama now, she's old, maybe she don't know the styles, but if she could point out to me and show me how it was inappropriate, then I would say, okay, I won't wear it to church anymore. That's what I would do. Crystal?
I agree.
You agree?
I would definitely respect mama's statement for sure. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Okay. What would you do if your faith led you to take a stand, but it would cost you your job, your reputation, or relationships? What would you do?
That happened to you too, didn't
it? Don't answer, Crystal, or Lorraine. Somebody ain't answering first.
To be honest, I would like to think that I would put all of that aside to take the stand. I feel like I would. I haven't been in a situation like that, but I feel like that I would. I think the difficult part or the scary part for me would be if I had to leave a job and what that looked like as far as financial security or stability, given, I don't know, I guess my situation, that would be God would definitely be growing me in that, if I'm honest.
Yeah. For me, I could think of a situation where it could happen. Professional wise, job wise, put it like that. And I would just stand on my faith because that's what I have to do. And if God will have my back, especially if I lost my job, he'd have my back because I stood up for what I believe that's biblical. And I would stand on what God says, God's word, and honor the consequences. That's all.
Yeah, I agree. I think that for me, I have been in that situation where luckily I did not get fired for the job, but it cost me the job in the fact that I chose to leave just because I stood up for what I believed God was telling me. And it was a lot of backlash, a lot of, oh, you got to do these extra trainings, you got to do this, we're going to counsel, you're going to do all that. And I'm okay, you can counsel me. But I've been in the military, so I've been counseled a few times, no biggie. So I'm like, okay, whatever. But it was, where you could feel like the persecution. And I believe that God led me to leave with no job. I didn't have a real backup plan. I didn't have anything lined up, and I left. And that's when I did start the process at that time. And he made a way. It was difficult in the beginning because, of course, when you have this amount of money and you start your own business and you like this amount of money, you can feel that, right? Like, okay, this math ain't math, and like these bills are billing more than my check is checking. Like something gotta give. But I think they continued to make a way. And then there were times when I've had to stand up. I believe God has told me to stand up, and I have, lost some friends and, been not so welcome in certain spaces or churches or whatever, because I'm not typically a quiet person. I'm not disruptive, but I do have a strong faith, and I'm going to say what I believe God is telling me to say, not to make you feel any type of way. But if, I'm like, yeah, that's not really what God is saying, or that's not what the word is saying, or that's a moral conflict for me. So I can't do that. I mean, that's how it was at my job. That's the moral conflict. I'm not utilizing pronouns and stuff. That's not, that's not what we're doing. And it wasn't liked, and I'm okay with it. It was hard. It was a lot of prayer, like, God, do I leave? Do I stay? Do I conform? Do I do what they want me to do? And I just felt real heavy in my spirit. No, don't do it. Don't bend, stand up for what and you believe is right. And then I'll make a way out of my way. And he did.
Right.
I want to add, let me go back, because I don't want to be misunderstood. Because, I have, with my job, as you all were talking, I'm thinking like, there have been situations or conversations that have come up on how we are supposed to handle certain situations. And like you said, Tanya, it's situations that go against, what I believe, what my faith stands for. And I want to make it clear that I'm not going to conform. I don't want to be misunderstood when I said that it would be scary to, move out of that space and, possibly be without a job or be without income or whatever the case may be. I know that God will provide. And that's not an easy situation. So, and it will be difficult. It will definitely be a testing of my faith, but I'm not going to conform. I just want to make that clear. I don't want to be misunderstood.
Okay. All righty. So the next one is, what would you do if someone saw you lose your temper in public and they know you are a Christian leader? How would you handle that?
Like they approached you and said, "Hey, I saw you lose your temper," or
you in public losing your temper, and they know who you are, they know everything about you, and they see you doing this public display of anger. How would you handle it?
I think for me, the question would go back before I lost my temper. I think it would be, how would I lose my temper or not? Because if I'm in public and I've already lost my temper, at that point, if I could be honest, I don't really care who's there, because I'm already to the point where I'm losing my temper. So I'm not gonna be like, oh wait, let me pull this temper back when I'm losing it already, because Lorraine is over there and I glanced and actually spotted her and like, I think for me, it would be before I lost my temper. I would have to figure out, what would I do? Am I going to lose my temper or am I not? I don't think that somebody else's view of me helps me to lose it or not to lose it. For me, that's my.
For me, if that were to happen, I would, especially if I see them seeing me, I would go to them and and apologize and let them know, hey, I'm sorry that you had to see me in this scenario, But, we're human, and, sometimes things can get the best of you, perhaps at the wrong time. And I would, basically say, this is not the norm, and hope that they would understand, and then just move forward, ask for forgiveness if necessary, and then move forward. That's how I would handle it.
I think it depends for me. Like Tanya said, if I'm already at the point of losing my temper, I have gotten to a space where I don't care what anybody thinks. If I've reached that space, then I don't care that whoever is around or whoever sees me. And I don't know, I guess it depends on my relationship with them, or, if they approach me and perhaps maybe ask, am I okay? And I don't know, maybe I would explain the situation and why I feel the way that I feel. And I don't even know that I would necessarily apologize for losing my temper. I don't know. It just depends on what losing my temper looked like. Because if I lost my temper, I'm probably not sorry.
Okay. Okay. Is that out?
Yep.
Okay. Great. Okay. So what would you do if you saw someone shoplifting diapers and baby formula?
Girl, come on, let's go to the counter so I can pay for this for you, because I do not want you to go to jail behind some diapers and formula. Please, come on. Just come on.
So you take her and pay for it?
Just come
on. Me, honestly, I probably just mind my own business. And, yeah, I would just mind my own business.
It depends. It depends on what I'm observing. You can't say that to everybody. It depends.
Right.
That's what I was gonna say.
I would do that. Yeah, because I've seen somebody stealing out of Old Navy. I'm talking about just throwing stuff in the bag, and I was like, "All right, y'all, let's go this way."
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm gonna mind my own business, because I'm not trying to get beat up in no store or anything like that. But I saw this case scenario on that show, What Would You Do? And some of the people went up and told the clerk in the store that someone was shoplifting and stuff like that. That might be another option, but it just depends on the person. Like for me, what they look like, and if it's gonna cost me my life, have the diapers and baby formula, and God bless you. That's how I see it. Tanya?
I agree. It depends. I'm not big on and I know this is probably wrong, but with the way people are now, I'm not big on interfering with other people in what they got going on, because everybody's mental state is not stable. Right. Again, if I felt led to purchase it, if I felt led to speak to them, or hey, I got you, then I would do that. But if I didn't feel led to do that, that's I'm gonna pray for you. That's between you and God. The store got insurance. I mean,
Right.
Tell you. I mean, I'm gonna move to the other aisle. We're not together. I don't know this individual. Yeah. If it's somebody I know, that's obviously a different story. But if I don't know you, I've never seen you, never met you. Yeah,
Yeah, true. Okay. This one's a little juicy. What would you do if your church leadership was involved in a scandal and tried to cover it up?
I'm gonna just move around.
move around? How?
I don't know. I would be in prayer about it. I would be in prayer about how to address it. I won't have any parts of it. I'm not gonna help you cover nothing up. But I would definitely be in prayer about how to address it, or if I need to say anything. I don't know. Like, I would be in prayer on how to move. And I would be in prayer for them and all the people involved. That would definitely have me on my knees seeking God.
Yeah.
Right. For me, I think at the point where the congregation would find out it is a scandal and they're trying to cover it up, I would have to, like you said, be in prayer, because it's like, I don't think I want to be involved with a congregation or a church that's trying to cover up something, instead of bringing it out in the open and letting the church know what is going on, and letting us pray as a body to make sure that we're honest and open about the situation. I could move forward and be with the church in that way, but covering it up, I don't want to be a part of that scenario.
Scandal. No, I'm leaving. I'm leaving the church. Because scandal is not just we did something wrong. Scandal, that's big to me. That's like we in money laundering, sex trafficking. Like that's what I think of when I hear scandal. Like, the pastor sleep with all the parishioners, something like that. So if I found out that there was a scandal, I gotta go. Number one, I am the type that I am going to go to the church head, the council, or whomever, and I will say something like, y'all, we need to either XYZ, or we need to fix this or stop this, or otherwise this is my next move. Obviously, I'm going to be in prayer at that, about that as well. But depending on what the scandal was, I got to let somebody know, because I take that serious, especially if it's involving innocent people and things of that nature. You just don't do stuff like that. Now, if the pastor's taking the money or whatever, okay. I mean, yeah, that's bad, but that's for me. Although I'm still going to address it, it's different. Like, it's different for me than you misusing people and their bodies and things of that nature. So I think it depends on what the scandal is, on how I would address it. But I know that I more than likely won't be a member of that congregation anymore, because I'm not a scandal girl.
Right.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm going to talk to the leadership.
Okay. What would you do if you felt God was calling you to give away your savings to someone in need? How would you handle that?
I would. Yeah.
Huh?
I would
just
give it.
Just give it.
If I felt him saying that, I mean, okay, so anything that I feel him telling me to do, I'm praying about it. Like, God, are you sure you really, really want me to give Crystal everything? Like everything, God, like all of it.
Every last red penny.
Yeah, give me a sign, like not 3 times if you really, really want me. So I'm gonna be in prayer about it, but I'm gonna give it because I think he's, for me, been so faithful in everything. And it's always recovered and replenished. So I'm not attached to much of anything that I have, because I know that I can get more.
Right.
I can get more. I can replenish the savings.
Okay. Crystal, did you elaborate already?
I just said I would give it. I mean, and obviously that's something you're in prayer about. Like, okay, God, you should. I need some confirmation, couple confirmations, but
right.
But if it's something that God is telling me to do, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have to no. If it's God or not, he's gonna have to tell me, like, plain, confirm that that's what he wants me to do, because that's a lot. So the next two questions are case scenarios that have actually happened to me. And we're just going to see how we're going to answer them. So you lived next to someone for years, but you never shared your faith with them. Suddenly, they face a tragedy. What would you do?
Share my faith. I don't
You
know.
go ahead and share your faith.
Yeah, I feel like maybe that would be an opportunity, and I would support them or offer encouragement, or however you support somebody when they go through a tragedy, you know. But I would see that perhaps as an opportunity to share my faith.
Okay.
If I've never shared my faith with them and they went through a tragedy, what would I do? I would just probably, depending on the nature of, I guess, the relationship or the friendship or whatever, I would just see how I could support them. Obviously, I'd be praying for them. I don't know if I would take that opportunity necessarily to share my faith, depending upon how the conversation. I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, my dog died, my uncle died, my wife died. Yeah, so let me tell you about my faith, right? I don't know how I would do that. I obviously, if they open the door and say, well, if number one, if I could relate on the tragedy, oh yeah, my mom just recently died. How did you get through it? God. Right. I would share it then, but I just don't know if I hadn't shared it prior to, there may be a reason why I haven't shared it. It just depends as far as the faith, but I would just see how I could show up for them. Do you need a meal? Do you need a ride somewhere? If they get in my car, they're going to know, because that's all you're going to hear. It's some gospel music, some contemporary Christian, some old hymnal, something. So you would know that way, or you would have an idea. If you came into my home, you're going to know.
Right.
If they ask me why you have so much peace, you're going to know. But I don't know. I would just see how I could help them or be of service to them in their time of need.
Right.
And I would probably share my faith through my servanthood.
So that's kind of what I meant when I said, I think that's how you show your faith, through servanthood.
Right.
That's the beginning. That's the beginning part of sharing your faith.
Okay. So this is how this happened to me. So I've lived in my house for 9 years, and my neighbor next door, she'd always be outside tilling her plants and pulling plants. And we've had conversations, and we talked about this and talked about that, but never really had that conversation about my faith or whatnot. So one Sunday I was getting ready to go to church, and I see her walking out, and she's dressed for church. She has her Bible in her hand, and she's going to church. So I'm like, oh, praise the Lord. She goes to church, because I didn't even know she went to church, right? So I come to church, and I'm just going about my day and everything. And then the next day I get a call from her boyfriend. She was an older lady. And he was like, Catherine died last night. I said, you got to be kidding me. He's like, no, she had a heart attack and she died. So this was the next day after I saw her going to church with her Bible. What it did to me was let me know that any opportunity that I could have to share my faith, that I need to do it, because my only saving grace with her that day, because she died that day, she came back home, I guess, from church, is that she went to church that day. So I don't even know if she was saved, I don't know. All I can just vision in my head is that she had her Bible and she was going to church, and that same day she died. So it just like convicted me to like, hey, any chance you have to share your faith with your neighbors, go ahead and do it, you know. And that's what that taught me. Yeah. Had to do it the hard way, but that's okay. So this one's a little lighter though, kind of funny, but okay. Oh, Lord. So you're in the grocery store and you're shopping around and you see an older person, right? So out of respect, you're like, hey, how are you doing? You know, and they're like, oh, I'm doing fine, blah, blah, blah. And so they're going on about their business. And then they come back to you and they say, hey, can you buy me this pack of candy right here? And so you look at the candy and you're like, oh, sure. And then they say, hey, can you buy me this bag of chips? Like big old bag of chips. So you're like, okay. Then they're like, can I have a soda too? And then you're like, okay, mind you, you may not even have enough money for what you went in there for. Like you had enough, but you know, you're trying to budget your money and you may buy it for okay. How would you handle that situation when someone asks you for one thing and then they just keep on asking you for more? And now when you get to the checkout, there was more than that one pack of candy. How would you handle it?
So you said it was an older person. Was it a mother or father? Like a woman or a male? I don't like mama. Mama, now you're not gonna be nickeling and diming me. What do you really want, mama? You gonna get some chips and candy? Where's your real food at? Mama, what you doing? Come on, don't do that. We gotta do better, mama. You know, I'm a mess with them. Would I get it? You know, and then I'm a mess with. Are you allowed to have candy? Are you allowed to be eating this candy and these chips? Because you're not about to get and a soda. You're not about to be getting me in trouble. Like what? And they'll probably laugh. You know, okay. And so if I had the money, I would probably get it. But I'm a mess with them and so on and so forth. I think that would be my good deed for the day. Now there's certain things that I won't buy. I'm more than likely not giving you no money. That's just not my practice. If you want a meal, I can handle getting you a meal. I'm not buying you no alcohol. I'm not buying you no cigarettes or none of that stuff. But if you want some chips and some candy, I'm gonna probably try to get you something healthier. Mama, these chips got red dye. That's poisonous. Let's find you some organic chips with just salt on them. I don't want that mess. Well, then you don't want no chips, mama. Like, come on. Fine then. You know how the mothers be. So I probably would just be like, okay. And sometimes, that means you got to put something back, or you're like, well, dang, I was trying to give me some chips too. Can I get some of your chips, mama? Can you put some of your chips in my bag? Because I ain't got enough for you and me. So, I would probably do it.
Okay. Yeah. Kristen?
I would probably do it. If I had the money to do it, I would do it. If I didn't have the money to do it, then depending on what I went in there for, if I went in there for something I needed, then Mom, you're gonna have to catch me next week. Let me see if I can find somebody that can get you something to eat or something. But I mean, if I can't do it, then I can't do it. If I can, I'm gonna do it.
Right. Okay. So here was my reaction to it. So once again, I'm buying her the stuff and I'm like, okay, I got enough to get what I'm getting. I'm in here buying my snacks and all that stuff. And so if she wants snacks, fine, right? But I paid for it and let her go. I said, okay, God bless you. Have your day. So when I'm strolling my cart out there to the parking lot, I'm like, God, why is she in the store without no money anyway? That's like my story. Why is she in a grocery store without no money? You know what he says to me? Literally, he says this, waiting for you.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, God, I got you. I got you. So, the reason why I just wanted to have a little fun with what would you do tonight, because throw some scenarios out and see how we would handle it. I left the last one just as a laugh because it was a little more lighthearted, but God still spoke in that moment where he said, she's waiting for you. And this is the whole love thing, that we're ladies of virtue and we're enduring, we're growing, and we're trying to serve God the best that we can. And by loving God, loving ourselves, and loving others. So each and every day, as we go about our way, trying to be virtuous women, we just want to remember that if these scenarios come out, that, you know, we try to handle them the best way we think God would want us to handle them. And that's all I have to say for the show tonight. Crystal, do you have anything to say?
No.
No.
I have a selection tonight.
Okay. And Tanya, you have anything to say?
No, I mean, I agree. I thought it was a good show. And, you know, sometimes it's good to stop and pause and think, like, what would I do in that scenario, so that you can kind of evaluate yourself, and then also hear what other people would do that can help you, you know, make your own decision.
Right. All righty. Well, thank you guys for listening to the show tonight. We appreciate each and every one of our subscribers. If you're listening and you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. And once again, we'll be back next Thursday at 7:00. See you later. Bye-bye.
She's been through storms, she's walked through fire, still moves with strength, not loud but higher, knows laws, she stands for truth, she knows her cause, and she's not perfect, but she's real and sure, a woman of virtue who will endure.